Hello everyone, this is Cinema.
And this is Johannes.
And you're watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And welcome back to Keep or Cull, the show where we play a lot of games and we decide if we want to keep or cull them. We are continuing on the pile of Gen Con games. This is going to be another one where it's like there are reviews, small reviews. So it's like a black and white with a keep or cull, and then we say something about it, then we rate it, and then you can find out if it might be a game for you or not. That is hopefully the feeling, or like that's what we want you to get out of this, and hopefully some entertainment.
Yes, preferably.
If you enjoy things like this, here is an ad for you. Hello there.
Hi.
Do you like Board Gaming Ramblings?
Yes.
You should subscribe to them on YouTube.
Cool.
Free for a limited time. Forever. Okay, back to the video. We are 10 games more today that we are going to get through. I am excited. There's some good stuff, there's some not so good stuff, and there's some things that are in between. Do you want to begin?
Yes.
On your side, we are starting
with Flip Circus.
Yes, this is a review copy. It's a yellow game, and we are starting with the paddle.
It's red.
Oh, it's not an yellow. Okay, are you ready with the paddle?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
I would like to keep
So
this.
one cull for me and a keep for you.
Yes, that's unreal.
Never happened before.
But this is a two-player game.
You
have these poker chips with different circus artists on them, and the game is to flip them and manipulate them with the different abilities to collect like 3 in like adjacent, and then you get a tile, and the first one to get the most tiles or 3
to get 3
is the winner. So this is a lot of memory because it was so hard to remember what was underneath the tiles that I've just looked at.
Yes.
Super annoying, but it makes me like go again because it's like, yeah, it's a little addictive to me.
I enjoyed it. I found it fine. It's not one that I will play it. If you want to play it, I will never say, oh, let's play this one. So it's 100% up to you.
It's so tiny. I think I want to keep it for now.
Yes. Let's put it over on my side, the keep side. Then we're going to go over here to another tiny game. This is the all play. This is basically called a tiny box game. We have a couple more of these on this one. This is Panda Panda from Allplay. This is a card game. Let's do the paddle before because I always forget. 1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double cull.
Panda Panda is a neat little card game. You have different cards with different letters on them. Some letters have a lot of cards, some letters have less cards. And basically on your turn, you're going to either draw a card or you are going to discard a card. And then you basically want to have, if I have 5 cards in my hand, I want to have these specific 5 cards. If I don't have these specific 5 cards, I can't win. So I'm trying to get like a specific hand, but also a specific hand with a specific the number of cards.
Yes.
Also, every time somebody plays an A, then you have to send a card to the left, and then like your hand will be disrupted. It's a nice little thing, but it was like just too random. There's other card games in this time slot, which is as easy to teach, that I would rather play.
Yeah, it felt a little chaotic, but it was absolutely fun. It was hard to like manage, okay, I have these 2 options now, which should I just like commit to? And then when you get closer to having the exact combination that you want, somebody plays an A and it destroys your whole plan. But it was fun, but there is so many other games.
Yes, but we also did a teach-through. We did not rate this one, so we're going to do a double rating. Flip Circus, I would give like a 5.5, maybe a 6. I will give it a 6.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Cool. Then Panda Panda, I'm gonna give a 5.
I'm gonna give it 5 as well.
So we're now keeping that one. Next up, we have another game.
Also from Allplay, this is Prey.
It is. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double key.
It's a trick-taking game, which means I have to keep all the trick-taking game from here on out.
Yes, because we are new to the trick-taking genre, and now I feel like we are keeping everything because we're just like in love with this genre right now. But I feel we're going to be stricter with these games when they pile up.
When we have like 100 trick-taking games, we might have to not have them all.
Small. Well, Prey is cool because you have a hand of cards that has like a prey number, which is one side, and when you turn it upside down, it's the predators.
That's the predator first, and then the prey
Yes,
afterwards.
the opposite. And like halfway through the trick playing, you are flipping your cards so there are suddenly different values, and you want to reach a set number of tricks to get points.
Yeah,
that was
you are
cool.
rolling 2 dice at the beginning of the round, and that is the number you want to get. Like say I get a 4 and a 2. I have to either get 4 tricks or 2 tricks. If I get one of those 2, I will then get a point, which I flip my point card. And when one person gets 2 points, the game will end.
I thought this was cool.
Yes, I'm going to give this, I think, a 7.5.
I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Awesome. Next up, we are going to have another Tiny Box game. This is the last one of the Tiny Box games. This is Rainbow. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a call from me, a keep from you. I'm just calling this because I suck at it. I never win. It's annoying, but it's a cool game.
It's a fantastic game. This might be the game I have been thinking about the most. Like this, and I think Rebel Princess we talked about last time. It's like games I have constantly in my brain. This is a shedding game, but it's a shedding game where there's only one round, so it's like a perfect filler game. Most of these like trick taking games, as an expert in them, they are shorter, so like they have more rounds, but this one only have one round and trying to get most points. When you are playing cards, those cards are going to the middle and be the points for next round, so you want to win the trick basically. It is like a trick taking game, but it's also a kind of it's a bit of everything. You want to play either a set or a run, so kind of like a shedding game, a climbing game, but then the player who plays the most cards will then be able to take cards first, and you will place those cards in the middle again, and you're going to go have the most points. Sometimes you don't want to be the first player to lose all your cards, but because when 2 people are out of cards, the game is going to end, and the player who has the most points at that time is going to be the winner. I think this is like a super cute game. I'm going to give this one an 8.
I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Yes.
But we can keep it. I thought it was cool. It's so short and it's very easy. Like a nice introduction to people who might play Teach-You later, for example.
Next up we have...
Things in Rings.
It's another one from All Play.
Yes.
This is like the All Play section of the video. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double keep. This is a game with a Venn diagram.
Yes.
And one person knows what is like the rule for each circle in the diagram, and the other players are playing cards into the diagram, hoping that they've understood the rules, and then getting more and more information, hopefully.
Yes.
So this is like you're trying to deduce what kind of rules there are, and then when you play a card correctly, you basically shed your hand, and the first player to reach 0 cards is the winner.
It's basically a very weird deduction game. You're trying to see, okay, but these things that are in this ring, what do they have in common? And also, why is this other thing in that other ring as well as in this ring? What does that not have in common with those, but also different from that? Okay, maybe it's this thing. And you don't really have to understand the rule. You just have to understand kind of the rule-ish to be able to, like, you don't have to know exactly what it is.
Yes.
But you have to be able to be like, okay, but all of these things, they have something similar with this. Let's try playing that there, and hopefully that is a thing. It's better if you kind of understand the rule.
Absolutely.
And you can play easy and hard things, which we didn't do because it's hard.
Yeah, because you have like a category, like a word. This circle has a word rule to it, and the other has like a
contextual.
Yeah, perfect. And some of these categories are like very objective. Like the word starts with a vowel.
That's very objective.
Very objective.
I did not feel it did that at all.
But my flaw with this game is that some of these categories can be suddenly very subjective, and then it's harder to understand what the person giving the clues are meaning.
Yeah, I am super weird because I enjoy this game mostly being the person who knows.
Yeah, and I think I want to play this more.
Yes.
So I want to keep it.
I'm going to give this a 7.
I'm going to give it a 7 too.
This is like I am looking forward to play, you can play it co-op, which we haven't done because we mostly don't do that. But you can play co-op or competitive if you want to do one of those two.
If you so wish.
Next up we have Quartz the Dice Game. This is a review copy. Let's do the paddle.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom.
It's a double cull.
Yes. This is just this is what I would call like a beer and pretzel game. This is a game you play when you don't really want to play a game, you sit around and you speak with each other, and then one of the persons are rolling some dice and doing some things. Maybe they steal something from you.
A little Yahtzee style.
It's fine. Like, it gave me a feeling of rolling dice and taking things from other people. Yes, it was an okay game. I did not get anything, and it was not super enjoyable, but still not. It was not like I hated my time with it, but also when we were done, I knew I would never play it again.
Yes, that exactly what my feeling with that too. You like try to collect some symbols. Two of a symbol can give you an ability to do something like steal a crystal, take from the bag. You try not to get like the cursed crystal, which is negative points. You're trying to do some set collection, but it's like minor things you do. So yeah, I'm done with the game.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Boom! Next up, another game.
From here, right?
Yes.
Far Away.
Far Away. This is one that I wanted to get at Spiel last year, but when we saw it on the list, when we knew we had room for it, it was sold out. But now we have it. As you can see, it's not edited in. It's real. Look at it. Boom, real game.
Okay.
And now we do the paddle.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom.
It's a call from me.
Okay.
A key from you. I thought it was fun because it's very simple, but it's very thinky at the same time. So you have like a hand of 3 cards, and you play one into your tableau, and then you. If you played a higher number, you get some other cards, and then you draw new cards. And what you want to do is like place them in an order so that when you score it at the end of, I think it's 8 cards, you like trigger them backwards again. So you kind of decide what you want to go for at the very start usually, and then you try to get the things that you need at the very end to trigger those scorings, which is tricky to accomplish.
Yes, I enjoyed it. I liked playing it. It was like after when we sat down to play it again, I was like, okay, we're gonna call this now. And then I played it and I liked it, but I'm not gonna like. It's one of those I would not be sad if I played it again, but I will also not be like, oh, I have to play it again.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with calling it basically.
Yeah, this is a game that I absolutely enjoyed, but I don't need to own it.
Nope.
Yes.
It's a 7 for me. Like, I really enjoy the puzzle of it, but again, like, I'm happy with having played it and experienced it. I don't have to own it.
Cool. It's a 6.5 for me.
Next up, we are going to have one of the hottest party games from Gen Con. This is Landmarks. This is Landmarks, which has like a title, Make Away with Words. You are going to do the paddle before we talk about the game.
Yes.
Are you ready for the paddle? 1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a call from me, a key from you. I was really on the fence with this one. What did you think?
I think this is fun, but I'm also gonna do this. Like, it's fine with me. Because this is a genre of games where we don't, like, it's a party game. It's a word association game. You can play it either as a team or a co-op. Basically, if you are more than 5 people, so like 6 people, I think you should play it as a team version. And if you are less, I think it's better as the co-op version, because you can then, like, you have someone to discuss with. Basically, what I'm going to do is that the pictures we have are in Norwegian, so it might not be helpful. You will have some words on a map. And let's just take the co-op version as the way I'm explaining it. I want to make you place tiles. If I am the clue giver, I want to make you place tiles in specific spaces on the board to get treasures and then find the exit from the island. It works a little bit different with the team version. Then it's like a race to get 4 treasures and not get the curses. So I'm going to write a word. I can write whatever word I want. And I want you to associate that word with either one or multiple of the words that are in the board already, so that you place it adjacent to that or those words. And that is basically the whole thing that you're doing.
Yes.
And it's in the same category of games like code names, hard to get, like in that, it's not the same, it's like a word association game. So I am fine with not keeping it, but I did. It was like on the very, I also was like this. This would have been my
Yes.
Both of them could have ended up being the one I chose for this one.
Yeah, I had fun with it, and it's a genre of games that I do enjoy. I enjoy code names, and I thought this was a really fun twist on that concept. I think we have code names.
Yes.
I might actually be like, maybe we should switch out code names with this because I really enjoy this, but it's slightly more complex because.
Do we have still both Codenames and Codenames XXL?
Maybe. Oh, let's check that out. If we do, we might keep this one. I'm very unsure about this.
This is on the edge.
On the edge.
I'm gonna. So where should we put it on the keep then because it's more truthful, and then we might call it.
Yes.
Or do you want to put it on the?
Okay, let's put it on the keep.
So you were very much on the edge, and I was as
Yes.
well. This is gonna be a 7 for me. It's a good game. Not my favorite in the genre, but still also not my least favorite in the genre.
Cool, I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay, next up,
Is it
I
me?
think it's on your
Yes,
side. A
okay.
bigger game. This has been
is
smaller
the
games.
last game on my side.
Yeah, I have one as well.
This is Foundations of Metropolis.
The smaller, less expensive version of Foundations of Rome, which is a game I always wanted to try, but because it was this big and had miniatures in it and costed $200, I did not get it.
Okay.
Because this is a light little game.
Is this a
of
review
building.
copy?
It's not.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a Cull, and I'm more fine with being okay, we play this game. It's not 100 centimeters big or X amount of feet and inches, and full of miniatures, and we spent lots of money on it. Than calling this game. So I think it was fun.
It basically you are building a city, you're
Yes.
buying lots and you're using those lots to build buildings of different sizes. You can build buildings that give you income, buildings that gives you population that helps with scoring, or different scoring and buildings. It's very straightforward, it's very light. It basically made me just want to play Lords of Vegas, Lords of
Yeah,
Vegas.
which we've called, we think.
Or Acquire,
that
basically.
we have
Those
still,
two games
which
I
I
was just
tried to call.
thinking that I was wanting to play those instead of playing this, and that was my feeling of it. I enjoyed myself. It was interesting. It was fun, but it was not very deep, and it was not very. I did not see myself coming back to it, being I need to explore it more.
It has a depth that is different from, for example, Acquire, because in this game you have, as you said, different abilities on the buildings that you put on the board. So that also interacts with what other people put on the board, because if you see a spot where a lot of people have built buildings for population, like a house or whatever, you can then place a school which gets point for the adjacent population that it is in that area, and you can also upgrade buildings. So we didn't get to explore that a lot, but I was seeing you did?
Yes.
Changing the building's properties. Yeah, because that was also cool that you could change it and make it another different kind of building.
Yeah, this is a good game. Not anything amazing. I'm going to give it a 6, above average.
Me too.
Okay, last up for today is another city building game. This is Cities from Phil Walker Harding and Steve Film. This is a review copy from Devere Games. Another one I was really excited for at Gen Con. Let's do the paddle, and then we're going to talk about it, and then other things. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double Cull.
I enjoyed this game. I think this game did what it did in a very nice way. I think this game is going to be best at 4. It was, when we played it, way better at 4. And a 2-player was not interesting. 2-player was it's there. It's a game. Because what you do is that you're going to draft things. You're going to have 4 rows. And when you play 4 people, you're going to play 1 meeple in one of those rows. So you're drafting a thing, like an open drafting. There's some things that are random that you get hidden. So you might be oh, I really have to take this kind of tile. So I take that, and that's going to be the tile I get of, for example, the building blocks from that, or the scoring card. And then the interesting decisions comes from being, do I want to go there and take the one I really want, or do I hope that you're not going to take that? And with 4 people, it's way more interesting, because with 2, you're going to take 2 in each row. It's not tight at all. You're getting mostly what you want. So I enjoyed it way more with 4. I enjoyed everything you did. I'm building up my tableau. I'm taking my scoring course, which is like the main interesting part of the game. Other than that, it didn't do anything I haven't seen before. And it was not like very exciting, but it was fun.
I think, yeah, it isn't a very like innovative game, but what it does well. I think the scorings that you can raise for is interesting. That makes it more interactive.
Yeah.
And also, as you said, this is for me a game that obviously you should play with 4 players because, like, also with 3 players, there is like one thing like to spare, so it's not that tight. And also, with 4 players, it also is quite fast a game, I would say.
45 minutes, which the box says. I think that is great. For me, this is still a 7. It is a good game, but it's not one that I need to keep. Like, I enjoyed my times playing it. I had so much fun. Like, I enjoyed the puzzle, especially with 4, trying to get the pieces I wanted to. Getting that scoring card, feeling good when I got the other thing I also wanted, even though I was trying to, hopefully that you didn't go for the same thing that I did. All of these things make it a very fun game, but not one that I will have to come back to for my tastes.
I'm gonna give this a 7 as well. I was very unsure about this. This is one, if you have chosen keep, I would keep this.
Yeah, okay. But you are happy with it being Cull?
I will be sad for 5 minutes, and then I will look at all the other games we have, and I'm just like, okay, we have many games.
Yeah, there we have many games. Okay, so those are 10 more games. We ended up keeping 4. Then
it was
halfway keeping one marks. And then we have the other one.
I think it's hard because
I'm also like on the fence for this one. Let's keep it for now. So we're gonna have 5 small games, and this is always good because we don't have space for all our games. So best and worst experience for this bunch.
What if the
I'll start then because
let's.
Worst for me is gonna be Quartz.
Yeah, I agree.
That was the one that I enjoyed the least. Things in Rings is like the weirdest game I've played in a while.
Yeah.
Because like a deduction game in a super weird way. I actually do want to try the co-op version.
Yes.
Because then you can discuss like what do you think? Do you think it's this?
Yeah.
You only have your brain.
Let's do it.
So I enjoy both of those.
Now.
So it might be Things in Rings or it's going to be Rainbow. It was a very pleasant game.
I'm gonna go Things in Rings too. But also like
the second one, Things in Rings 2.
But this where I found like these, you just have to like cut the line somewhere.
Yeah.
Like we have to keep something, we have to kill something. But these were, except for Quartz, was like I like them all.
Yes.
I really enjoyed all of them.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Like sometimes we end up in a slump where we play a lot of games like this was a fine game, but now like lately, I think since Gen Con, I played mostly games I thought were either fun or very fun or amazing. Like it's been a lot of good games, and more games are coming, and more reviews, more videos are coming out there. So if you enjoy what we do and you didn't see the ad in the beginning, it was a very informative ad. And it would help us a lot if you gave us a victory point.
And we get victory points when you click the subscribe button. You can also click the bell to get notifications every time we post a new video.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yes.
And that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.